eternal creations of God sang and shouted for joy at the creation. They also declared his name for all to hear. David Talbot explained that the sounds produced at the explosive outburst of Venus constituted an announcement of the creation and its active phases. The sounds also announced or declared the name of God. It is only a matter of assumption that the original name of the Hebrew God would be a Hebrew word. However, this is not the case. As we noted earlier, the true name of God, Yah, existed before the foundation of the nation of Israel, and in fact, before the patriarch Abraham. Even logic demands that the name of a God that claims to be not only the God of the Hebrews, but reigns over all nations, cannot be relegated to the language of any one people. The name of God, in fact, must be recognizable to all nations when it is declared to them by the Lord's representatives. The sounds generated by Venus's explosion of light were interpreted throughout the world to be the name of God. After all, the sounds came from the planetary gods above and seemed to speak to man on earth. Of course, the sounds were not language as we define it today. Still, the sounds became the phonetic basis for the name of God. The name of God is a form of onomatopoeia, words that imitate natural sounds. The sounds associated with the triangular name of God above became the name itself. The sounds were interpreted as a series of vowels. These vowels were then transcribed into Hebrew, and in fact into many of the languages of the ancient world. We know approximately what the sounds were, because they formed the names of the gods of antiquity. The Jewish historian Flavius Josephus believed that the 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton were not consonants, but vowels. He stated as much in his account of the Wars of the Jews, where he described the mitre and crown of the high priest. This opinion of Josephus runs counter to the current notion that the 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton are consonants. But the ancient sources verify the opinion of Josephus that the name of God was originally a series of vowels. The most common vocalic formation of the name was Yao, or IAO. Diodorus of Sicily, a Greek historian believed to have lived in the 1st century BC, wrote that the God who gave the law to Moses was called Yao. Another early Christian theologian, Origen, who studied under Clement, believed the sacred name was Iaia, or Eio. Marcus Terentius Varro, a Roman statesman of the 1st century BC, related that the Chaldeans called the God of the Jews Yao. It is well attested that the Greek transliterated form of the Hebrew Trigrammaton, YHW, or the Tetragrammaton, YHWH, was IAO, iota, alpha, and omega. For example, a Greek fragment of Leviticus, one of the Dead Sea Scrolls found in Qumran Cave 4, has the name as IAO, as the facsimile picture demonstrates. IAO as the name of God was often used in Greek magical papyri and on amulets and other magical artifacts. One amulet from Emesa, Syria begins with IAO repeated 3 times and then followed by Sabaoth and Adonai. A Gnostic text, the Pistis Sophia, even has the resurrected Jesus Christ leading his disciples in a magical chant using the Greek IAO.